Hello and welcome to Health, Homeopathy, and Me. I'm Raquel, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the safety of homeopathy, who can use it, and what sorts of situations you can tackle on your own at home, and what sorts of things need the care of a professional homeopath. First off, I want to say that everything in this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. If there is ever any doubt as to whether a person needs professional care, be sure to err on the side of caution and contact the proper health professional. Okay, I have some wonderful news. Homeopathy is gentle and safe, so much so that everyone can use it without concern for toxicity. This means pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, little day-old babies, elderly grandparents, even animals of all shapes and sizes from an elephant to a mouse, and even plants can benefit from the use of homeopathy. There is no record that anyone has ever died from the use of a homeopathic remedy. You can't say that about many over-the-counter drugs, including Tylenol. There is one caveat, however. As an at-home prescriber, you should never attempt to treat chronic issues on your own. Things like allergies, asthma, PCOS, and other hormonal imbalances, depression, and others need the care of a professional homeopath. Even skin conditions like acne, eczema, psoriasis, and warts really need to be seen by a professional homeopath. Remember the direction of cure. Those issues on your skin is your body's attempt to throw things away from the vital organs and to the surface. And that's actually not a bad place to be if you have to have a chronic illness. You want one that's on the surface and on the periphery. However, homeopathy, when improperly used, can suppress things just as allopathic medicine can suppress. And that means that those symptoms, those outward signs, may disappear only to have a new, deeper illness appear later. And that's not something we want to have happen. We want to uproot it at the source. And so those things are very important to see your homeopath about. There are more than 5,000 remedies available today, and it takes homeopaths years of training plus years of practice before they become an expert in their craft. And even expert homeopaths do not attempt to treat themselves or their family for chronic issues, because being too close to the case can really cloud the remedy picture and obscure what would otherwise be clear to somebody who was outside that circle. So, do yourself a favor. If you have a chronic issue, contact your homeopath. Find somebody who can really work with you, and you might be surprised at how quickly you begin to feel better. I know I was. So what are some things you can take care of at home? Well, acute illnesses are great candidates for at-home care. These are things that begin with a prodromal period where you just don't feel right, you kind of know you're coming down with something, and then the symptoms progress, they intensify, they become more clear, and they're usually self-limiting, meaning they will finish in about 14 days or so. Examples would be a cold, flu, cystitis, common childhood illnesses, measles, mumps, ear infections, pink eye. All of those are acute illnesses that respond very well to homeopathic treatment. One thing to keep in mind is that any illness that recurs frequently is not really an acute. It is a pattern. Say if somebody comes down with colds several times a year, or they have cystitis a few times a year, or every other month they're getting an ear infection. Those are signs that the body is trying to throw out a dis-ease, a weakness, but it's not able to complete the process, and it needs the help of a professional homeopath to uproot that core weakness that is allowing them to get sick in the first place. You can also self-select remedies to help with things like recovering from surgery or dental work or injuries. Obviously, you need to use your common sense. Serious illnesses and injuries should always be treated by the proper medical professional. but you can use homeopathy to help your body through the healing process. Another place where homeopathy really shines is pregnancy and birth. But those kind of straddle the line between home treatment and needing to see a homeopath. Common discomforts like morning sickness and the aches and pains that come from all of those ligaments stretching, and even pain or fear during contractions at birth, all benefit from a self-selected remedy. More serious things like extreme morning sickness that isn't responding to remedies that you have selected for yourself, or rising blood pressure, should be helped by a homeopath. Of course, a homeopath is never going to replace the care from a midwife or an OB, but they can offer support and solutions that the other care providers don't have access to, and they can do a lot of good in those sorts of situations. So there you have it. Stick to treating the acute issues at home and leave the chronic stuff for the professionals. Anybody in any stage of life can benefit from this marvelous healing art. And there's a lot that you can do to increase your family's overall health and vitality with homeopathy. My next video is going to dig a little bit into some practical application. I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of choosing a remedy for an acute illness. So if you like this video, be sure to let me know below and hit that like button. If you haven't done it already, be sure to click that subscribe button followed by the alert button so that you won't miss a thing. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos, I look forward to hearing from you in the comments down below. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.